So I entitled this poem The Forest. Lost in a forest, thoughts spinning out of orbit, chaotic, can't ignore it, emotions spilling, chemical reactions overflowing, excess reactants, and the product, my mind, spilt on the pavement, splattered, scattered, fallen from the treetop as it swayed to and fro. I let myself fall, forgetting tomorrow. In hindsight, let's rewind. Back to the sway of today, try to cope, narrow the scope. How did this tree I stand atop grow to such a height that threatens such a violent throw? To the unforgiving, impacting gravel road. How do I turn this sequence around? Pinpoint progression back to growth. I want to let it out, need to vent, but what the hell has got me so upset? I'm scared to know, I'm scared to tell. Trapped emotions I shall never show will lock me in hell. I'll stay there, but only until I let it all out. Expose myself, release doubt. The storm is settling, I listen to the rain pattering, watch the leaves being set free from the trees. Naked and exposed, focusing on my sorrows, my heart slows. As I fall weak by the weight and the heat, I see my existence off in the distance, from my now still sitting tree. Despite my soul's persistence, I am bleak, a sad, sorry human being, weak. I want to be more, but I am still torn from all that's held me back. So tedious in its nature, what gave this tree such sustenance to gain heights as quickly as a weed? Owning the air with its might, creating this internal fight, nurtured from a seed by rain, sunlight. As the tower sways, I struggle to regain my sight. As it blurs, my blood rushes my veins, my perception cursed. Anger rising, I struggle to pull in its reins. White noise became of emotions and thoughts, those overflowed chemical products. Frustrated with this process, here it comes. The storm, as I sway, try to understand, the rain patters onto the ground where I may also land. White noise clouding over, hissing louder, thunder and lightning booming and striking, my chest fills with cement, foreshadowing my descent. I need an alternate defense. Searching for a path atop my tree, I scan, I see tracks, not far from a windy path. Climbing down, I get slivers, sure to infect my ever-sensitive flesh. Continuing onward as I shiver, I realize the fragility of my mind. By the tracks, a bench, a solid find to take a rest. Thoughts still spinning out of orbit, chaotic, cannot ignore it. Emotions spilling, chemicals react, I can't relax. Suddenly, though, my vision comes back. I wonder, I don't know, am I the train or the tracks? Am I not the train leading the way, or the rails beaten and used? These tracks go somewhere, so abused, run over. The train, the accused? But is it yet another part, another segment of myself sewn together? With my track-like soul, is it another component of myself creating this hell? I am the train. I create the direction and run my soul over, ignoring emotion on the notion that it's irrelevant. But my soul is the tracks that will bring my acts along a path, a directed ride to the place where I'll thrive. The train is my stride, riding along the beaten tracks, laid in parallel to each other. They are the reason I strive. It's where my passion lies, but they are smothered beneath the mundane, day to day. Still they know the way. Even the steel that carries me forward needs repair, attention, to ensure my direction. So why am I afraid to acknowledge that emotions exist, beneath my acts, within the beaten tracks? I make attempts to heal, to acknowledge, but my mind resists with such contempt for my emotions that my soul tries to veer me off. At war with my mind, my core, it insists to be noticed, to be heard, unscramble the white noise, to learn, to be rewarded for the pain, for the gains, for these stains that it wears, all to forward the train, the one to blame for all its shame. I ran myself over, so much thought, less a train, more a bulldozer. Still no product. What is the system silencing my soul, this construct? I've dug a deep hole. I'm not a tree, not a train, nor the tracks. So simple in comparison to my soul, my brain. Throughout this strain I can see, for I am the observer, the perceiver, to all that exists, out there and within. I am the wind. So that was my poem. Basically, what I want people to get from that is just that, like, those are basically all the thoughts that I have instead of being able to experience my emotions. That's why I wrote it, is because I was having trouble accessing my emotions. All I was feeling was anxiety, and but I knew there was something there. So that was me trying to tap into what I was feeling. And also, it brings up the idea that we are the observers of our thoughts and of what goes on around us. And basically, that if you can realize that, then it gives you the empowerment to realize that every thought that pops into your head doesn't necessarily have to be something that you accept. So for people that get invasive thoughts, it's really important to know this, because if you get a thought where it's like, well, I just want to cut myself, or, well, I just want to do this, or I just want to do that, it's important to know that you're the observer of your thoughts. You don't have to question why you would think that. You don't have to question if it's something that you actually, like, you do have to question if it's something that you actually want to do. But in that, you can realize that, like, these thoughts are just, they're like pop-ups on a computer screen. They can come and go, and you can choose to close them and ignore them, like, in the moment. They shouldn't be ignored altogether. Like, obviously, if you're having a lot of suicidal thoughts or a lot of self-harm thoughts, that's something that you should address, but it's not something that in the moment you need to go and sit there and say, like, oh my God, why am I thinking like this? Oh my God, I should actually, if I do it, it'll just, the thoughts will go away. That's not necessarily true. And yeah, so it's very empowering to get that sort of outlook on life and realize that you're not defined by your emotions. You're not defined by your disorder. You're not defined by your thoughts. You're defined by what things you choose to focus on, and how you choose to deal with those thoughts and everything that's presented to you. So that's where the idea of I am the wind comes into play. Like, you can look over everything and basically choose what you're going to agree with and what you're going to focus on, and yeah. So today I spoke at Mental Health Awareness Week in Barrie, and I shared my story with them, and I shared this poem with them as well, and I hope that you guys like it. I got a lot of positive feedback from them, and it was my first time speaking publicly, like, minus YouTube, speaking publicly about my disorders and about the psychosis. And I hope that they got a lot out of it as far as understanding what psychosis is and understanding what bipolar is. And I also hope that some of the people watching might have second-guessed some of the potential stigmas that they had surrounding bipolar and surrounding psychosis, because a lot of people don't know that it can be brief. A lot of people don't know that it can be something other than schizophrenia. So, I don't know. I think I was pretty informative. I basically just shared my story with them like I share with you guys, and they might have heard a little bit more because I haven't been on top of YouTube as I said I was going to be, but I hope that in the coming weeks I can share a little bit more with you guys. And yeah, I tend to do like a burst of videos as opposed to just like a video a week or something like that. Sort of get in the mood to like post on YouTube, and then I just make a couple videos. So there might be another one following this. Post your comments down below. Please post comments down below. I haven't gotten many comments yet. Still working on getting the views up there as well. So if you guys want to show your friends and stuff, that would be great too. I think mental health awareness is something that's very important, and even if you're not willing to admit to them, maybe you have something or whatever, maybe it's easier to just break the ice and show them a video and just say, hey, I found some cool poetry or something like that, if you think it's cool. I don't know. Or just say like, hey, there's this weird girl with a bipolar haircut and she has bipolar. Listen to her wicked, crazy, stupid poem that has to do with a forest and somehow emotions. Anyways, I'm just rambling now, so I'll let you guys get back to your day, and I might post another video. All right. Happy Mental Health Awareness Week, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Take care, and have a good day.